What's up, nerds and Spartans? This is Chris, your host today. Today we're reviewing episode 2, but more importantly than that, I am joined today by the Platinum One himself,
Nice.
Liquid. Liquid, how you doing?
Dude, I'm great. We got Cortana here with us holding the Xbox DualSense controller. And no, other than that, everything's fine. We watched episode 2. Heard a lot of mixed things before the episode aired. And I have some opinions of my own, but overall, I should be pressing start on this.
It's all right.
But overall, I'm good. The weekend's great. It's treated us right. We've had a lot of Halo. What can I call
magic?
It? Yeah, a lot of Halo magic. We spoke with a professional. We hired a professional to dissect our game, our gameplay, see what we're doing wrong. Just for hey, it was fun. We had a blast doing that. But other than that, though. Yeah. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing now because I could finally get around to talking about Halo 2 or Halo Episode 2. Yeah. Now, Liquid, your quickie review. Yay or nay?
Yay. I thought it was better than the first episode. I actually did more. I did enjoy it more than the first episode, and which is odd because there's not that much action. I don't even think. Is there even any action? No. Yeah, but for some reason, I guess it progressed a little bit more in the story. But overall, I'm gonna say yay. But it could be that I went in with such a low bar. Maybe just could do nothing but increase it. That's possible. But for right now, I'm gonna say yay.
Yeah. I'll give it a quickie hot yay. So 2 yays. Episode 2. I also heard negative things going into it, and pleasantly surprised. And this is what I wanted out of the show. I needed it to because with a show with the storyline that it is, you're dealing with aliens. You have to put CG aliens in, and that gets expensive. Oh yeah. And so the heart and soul has to be on the writing, which unfortunately is not bad, just a little weak.
Yeah, it needs help.
But I like how they're introducing new characters, like trying to expand upon the world, letting the viewer know what's going on. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, so was I, especially after coming off of episode 1. Episode 1, I feel like it caught me off guard a little bit with some of the stuff, but overall, it was like, okay, whatever. It is what it kind of, I think it set the tone early. Now, episode 2, it's just like, okay, now let's start exploring more about what, this artifact is and what is... who these characters are, at least some of them. I'm saying some newer characters that we were introduced into. It also gives you a little bit of history of John. They call him John in this one, right? It's still John. So we still see a little bit more of his past. So that's kind of refreshing.
Yeah. They do a really good job of expanding upon the on-screen John 117 Master Chief, and I think they do a really good job. And these things are knee-jerk, and I think this is where I feel like the writing was a strength, where Master Chief kind of gets upset and angry, right? And you could tell that he has a reaction to his own reaction, and he's just in shock because Well, I guess we're getting a little into spoiler territory now, so just know the episode's good. If you haven't seen it already. We're about to get into spoilers. So, if you haven't, go leave, watch the episode, come right back, okay?
Please.
Yeah. So, dealing with Master Chief and the character, he gets angry and he talks about how he doesn't feel anything. Right. He's just a machine doing his job. Right. And then he's getting angry for the first time, and you get to see it. And what is an angry Master Chief? And as a longtime Halo fan, and I might be in a small group of people, but I thought it was exhilarating seeing someone who's so calculated in the former content that I've known him so well through to be a little angry. To have these moments and feel more like a human.
Yeah. And I agree 100%. I think that's where the show should really lean more into. I hope it does, because it definitely makes it interesting. I mentioned this before that I'm sure that a lot of people, it seems like there's a lot of Halo fans who are not too happy, I guess. Like,
are we gonna address that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. There's some Halo fans that are not too happy about it, about like I guess the way they're kind of taking this show, but they kind of set the precedent. Like they told us ahead of time that this is a whole different story. Like everything you knew, like they gave creative freedom, which we thought that was perfect.
Yeah.
And now after watching it, I still do think that's perfect. So like I was telling Chris, like in episode 1, which you could see our review that aired last week, we saw Master Chief take off his helmet for the first time, right? And I felt a little jarring in the beginning because I was just like, oh man. We get to see this is like something that I feel like should have been treated a little more epic, right? But now that I'm watching episode 2 and we're seeing a little bit more of Master Chief, I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? Now it actually looks perfect, right? Because now that they took off his helmet, I was able to disassociate the Master Chief I knew from the games and for so long to now this new on-screen Master Chief and I think the actor's nailing it pretty well.
All right, I love that. The actor playing Master Chief, I think he does a great job in the role.
Yeah, same. I think he's doing really good for that role. Which is odd because like it's funny you never heard of him.
He was in The Wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's why people were excited. Like, hold on, he's a good actor.
And The Wire's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and homie got jacked for his role.
Oh, really? So he wasn't this big before?
He wasn't this big. He was always like a bigger guy. Obviously, he's tall, but apparently, man, swolled up for the role.
Well, hey, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, he's doing a phenomenal job. I think he's knocking it out the park, especially when you're given a character who is so to himself, is so
stoic.
Robotic.
Is the word I want to use.
Okay, stoic.
You can say robotic.
Yeah, but again, this is a whole different Master Chief, and I'm here for it. I'm enjoying it. What do you think about the characters around though?
I honestly, the characters is what I like. The introduction of like, I'm forgetting his name right now, but the character who basically left the Spartan 2 program early on, and he's like, you're the only person I know, and you get to see the back and forth,
right? And
you get to see like someone who was just like because. Let me bring it back.
Okay.
Let me bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like they finally introduced the rest of the Silver Team.
Right.
And you get to see how they're not mad at Master Chief. They're confused and concerned.
Yes.
For John. Like, John always has a plan.
Right, exactly.
And you like it's these human moments that like these people care about each other. So and then it just gives it a bigger level when you see the scene. Like it amps things up when you see that John was hurt to like this guy was leaving the Spartan 2 project, but also understood, and he's like the best he could do at the time was give him a 5-minute head start.
Right, exactly. Still wish you would have given more myself as well.
Yeah.
But hey, this is
it worked out.
Yeah, he worked out. It's fine.
He was just eating some bugs.
Bug
snacks.
Wow. We PlayStation 5 exclusive. No, but it was everything was it was really good. Like we got to see a little more of the what's the big mushroom in the sky?
A charity.
High charity, right?
High charity.
Yeah.
The profits and all that.
Yeah, we got to see them, which I always love seeing those guys. Like it's so cool looking.
They look so good.
Now it's so funny because then they panned over to the elite.
Yeah.
That looked a little less good for some reason to me. Like I think it's his movement. When he's by himself, it's jarring. But when I see them all together, like it looks a little more believable for some reason.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I don't know. Like, first of all, it's your opinion,
yeah,
right?
That's true. Yeah, fuck my opinion.
Yeah. I like the way the elite looks. I think the Prophets look amazing.
Insane.
I think they nailed the Prophets because they like, hey, you're gonna be a character for a long time, and I think we're gonna have a better looking elite, which I think the elites look great.
Yeah, I don't think they look bad.
I think when eventually the Arbiter gets introduced,
is that gonna happen? You think it's gonna?
Oh, it has to happen.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna happen because we're already talking about this. I love that the show is treating the Halo rings as like a secret thing.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who just know Halo but don't know what a Halo actually is.
Right.
They just take it like, oh, this franchise called Halo. No idea.
Right.
Just called a Halo for some reason, and they're treating it like it's a big thing. And they made a huge pivot from the normal lore that we normally do that all humans can interact with these Forerunner things, where it's only select people. So it instantly puts John 117 and I forgot her name, the one hanging out with the prophets, in complete contrast to each other.
Right.
It instantly makes them adversaries now because they both can do the same thing now.
Right.
And I was like, ooh.
And she knows about it.
Yeah, she
knows about it. We got to see a little nudity. That was
How did you feel about the nudity?
I again, it caught me off guard. Like and when we say nudity, it's not much. And I'm sure you've probably already seen it.
It's like butt inside boob.
It's just butt. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Butt inside boob. Your boy was pausing. Let me see if I can get a nipple slip or something. It wasn't happening. No, but yeah, I didn't mind it. Like it was fine. It just felt like it was there. Like it was. What was more interesting is how she was taking off these robes. I'm like, whoa, how are these things on like that? Like you got the sleeves still on, but no body. Right. So I think that kind of like was just like, wait, what the hell's going on here? You know, what I'm saying? I'm like, how come that? I'm like, that hat that you just put on there, it still kind of.
That's not how clothes work.
Yeah, like that hat still has its shape. What's going on over here? Like so seeing all that was kind of fun. Like I think that was funny more than seeing the butt. Wasn't expecting a little butt action there. Nice.
It's funny because normally I don't get shocked by nudity, but for some reason having nudity in Halo, I found like oh
yeah. You see, well in the episode
I feel like it was really impactful.
I was shocked when you see the bloody like people getting shot in the head. So now I'm like, well, if someone's gonna get shot in the head, might as well get a butt out of it too, right? I mean,
I guess. Then you think about it. I guess I'm going with my own preconceived notions of being surprised, and I think everything is being done. Like I think the violence was done because it made an illicit reaction, and the nudity was shocking because we're not used to seeing nudity in Halo, and it was like nothing like tasteless. It was just like a girl undressing, getting ready, like taking off the garments of the Covenant in the group that she normally rolls with, so she can be more incognito.
Right. And
I appreciate it. I appreciate everything that's going on. I like it.
I thought it was done well. Last thing I want to touch up on is Halsey and Cortana. That was like the very end. We see Cortana.
What did you think about it?
So I guess I'm trying to understand. I guess I'm asking, is she a clone? Is that what we're looking at here? She's Cortana. She's like a human form, right? But they're also mentioning how they have an AI version, like they can upload and stuff like that. So, and I love that they're talking about it. Like, you know, you hear people talking about subconscious uploading into AI and like real life, you know, in the future, stuff like that. So they're kind of touching up on that here, which I think is kind of cool. I think it's really cool. But yeah, so they're kind of mentioning it, and I don't know. I guess so. Why is there a human version? I guess
because you need that brain to make this super AI.
Okay.
So that is essentially going to become a cadaver. Yeah, they're going to cut that boy up. That clone is going to die.
Oh, the clone that's in that
clone
is
super
pod?
dead.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a clone from Halsey to put into the brain, and that'll be the thing that is Cortana. And it's
the bald Halsey.
Yeah,
or Ballsy, if you will.
Yes, Ballsy. But I love how they showed the relationship between John and Cortana. I mean, not Cortana, Halsey. And I love that Halsey was my problem that I had in episode 1 kind of going away in episode 2 because you see Halsey being a little manipulative.
Yeah, you see her little evil devil side. I like it.
Hey, she's like, hey, don't do this. Hey, I'm going to totally bring this up in the meeting and say it was your idea too. So if I go down, you go down with the ship.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
And it made me feel intrigued. The only gripe I have really character-wise, I love the introduction of the characters, what was happening off planet in the asteroid field. I love all of that. Miranda Keyes, the actress that plays her, I don't know if they're not giving her a lot to do.
Yeah, she had a couple looks. It looked like she was like looking.
She just I don't know. It's just rubbing me the wrong way.
I think they'll probably have plans in the future.
Maybe. Obviously, Miranda's going to be a thing later, hopefully. But as of right now, I'm really not liking her character.
I got you. Yeah. I feel like they haven't given her much, so I don't have an opinion yet on it.
That's my knee-jerk reaction when it comes to her character. So we're about to wrap it up. Liquid, watching episode 1 and 2. Do you want to continue watching episode 3?
Yeah. So far, I definitely want to. Absolutely. I'm invested. Do you know how many episodes are going to be?
I think 9.
Okay.
8 or 9.
If 3 is what 1/3 of the way there, and definitely, I usually like to watch at least 3 episodes.
The rule of 3 anime, baby.
Yeah, you gotta watch 3. So yeah, I'm there.
I agree with you 100%. I won't expound upon it anymore. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what you think of the episode number 2. What do you expect to see episode 3? Is the Arbiter showing up? Will we see 343 Guilty Spark? What is the Reclaimer? I don't know. We will find out. That's Liquid. I'm Chris, and this has been a review of the
by the way, a Clone Halsey, G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it.
Bye, y'all.